I didn't want one that was, I didn't want one that, that's just typical, that, isn't it? Turn off, thank you. Stop it. And it's nice and simple, you just tap it once at the end. Hello and welcome to the channel, I'm Ian. Some time ago I did a 10 useful things video. We've changed vans since then, of course, so some of the things that we found useful then were only pertinent to the old van, and we've got one or two new things that are pertinent to our new van. So I thought I would update it. Links to everything that I mention are down in the video description. They are affiliate links. You don't pay any more, but the channel does get a couple of sheets of green shield stamps for anything you do purchase, which means that in a couple of years I should be able to afford a set of steak knives. So let's have a look. The first thing I want to look at are these, and these are interlocking floor mats. They're foam, they're very thin, as you can see, extremely light. There were 18 in a pack, and I think even if you put all 18 on the kitchen scales you'd be lucky to get much of a deflection. And I wanted these for two reasons. The 69.4 has a wardrobe over the garage, and it's got a wooden floor, so anything that falls off the shelves or anything is going to make an almighty racket. Plus things can slide around. Plus it tends to be a bit colder in there because of the garage. So I decided that I would get some of these, and I'm absolutely delighted with them. They came, as I say, 18 in a pack. I used 17 of them, and it's completely covered the floor of the wardrobe, and it makes such a difference. So I can recommend these highly. They're not expensive. You could use them in a garage, of course, but certainly for the 69.4 on the base of the wardrobe, absolutely superb. This van is somewhat taller than our old van, and getting to some things when you're as tall as I am can be a bit of a challenge. Things like the hatch over the kitchen area, I can't reach it from the floor. The cupboard over the top of the fridge freezer is fairly tall, and letting you into a little secret, even though the bed comes down as far as the seat swabs, having something to help me on and off that bed is really nice. So what we came up with was this. It's a little folding step. They come in a couple of different heights, and it just pops out like that. Really useful. It just folds up and hangs away in our little cupboard down by the side of the fridge freezer. Absolutely perfect. As you know, with UK vans, as soon as you start the engine, the habitation area goes off. Now in our Bailey, the router is pre-wired, so when the router was fitted, it's fitted to the existing wiring, which means that as soon as you start the engine, the router goes off. Well, that's no use to me. I want that router to be available to me, to give me traffic updates and various things like that when I'm mobile. So I wanted something to help me keep that power on when we start the van, and I came up with this. It's a little UPS, an uninterruptible power supply. It's basically 12 volts in, 12 volts out. Has a battery in it. It's 7.3 amp hours. So as soon as you start the van, the battery kicks in, keeps the router going. It's totally seamless, and there's plenty in there to keep you going until you get to your destination. And of course, as soon as you switch the van back on, then that takes over with the UPS again, and the UPS battery gets charged. Absolutely perfect for keeping things going. As anybody with an Adamo 69.4 will tell you, it gets pretty cold in the wardrobe. It's directly above the garage, and there's no heat in there. So I wanted something to keep it aired, not necessarily hot, but certainly not cold. So I came up with this. It's an 80-watt tube heater. It's 2 feet long, and it just plugs into the mains. So it's great on hookup, or whenever we're at home or on a site, and it will keep the wardrobe aired. We'd run it on about quarter power, that's all, and it just stops it getting damp and cold in there. The next item is one of those little contentious things. There's always some controversy about dehumidifiers. We've found it useful. We don't get any damp in the vehicle at all. It always feels fairly dry. And the way I look at it is, it doesn't harm. So this is the one we have. It's a Pro Breeze. It only has a small drawer at the bottom there. It runs something stupid like 20 watts. It's something and nothing, and it's a great little device. It does what it says on the tin. What more can you ask? The next item is an air fryer. We have an air fryer at home, and we love it. It's great for all sorts of things. We decided we wanted one for the van, but we wanted one a little bit smaller. So we came up with this one. It's a Kasori, which is the same make as the one we have in the house. And it's just 2 litres. It's big enough to warm up a couple of pies or do sausages, 2 portions of chips, that kind of thing. Very, very useful, and we use it all the time. It's a great little device. As I pointed out in my tour video recently, I can access the garage of the van from the inside, which is great, but the light for it is over by one of the doors, so you can't actually reach it from inside the van, which is somewhat frustrating. So I needed a light. There are tons and tons of motion sensitive ones, but I didn't want a motion sensitive one. It would only take something in the garage to move around, and potentially the light could come on, and it's always going to be flat. So I wanted something that I could recharge, but that I actually physically had to switch on and off, and I came up with this one. It has a magnetic catch on the back with a bracket that sticks to the garage wall, and it's nice and simple. It just has a touch sensitive button at the end. You just touch it once and it comes on. If you press and hold, it changes the power level, so you can see it brighter or dimmer, and it does remember that. And if you want to turn it off, you just press the button again and there it goes off. So I found that extremely useful. There's plenty of light to give me light into the garage, plus I can actually take it off and use it as a light wand, which is terrific. One of the things that we found truly useful in the van, especially in the shower, is a window vac. Most of the window vacs you find have a 28cm blade width, which is just a little too wide for the doors on the shower. So I've chosen one that we actually use in the house as well. We just bring it out to the vehicle. It's not the cheapest on the market by any means, and it does actually come with 2 blades. It comes with a short blade, but the main blade on it is 26cm. And the great thing about that is it just fits the bifold doors and the shower in the Adamo. So it's absolutely perfect for that. It's a Bosch, and we absolutely love it. It's a great window vac. As I say, it's not the cheapest on the market, but we use it in the house and in the van. It's quite robust, it's easy to empty, the charge length is good, and as I say, the great thing is it just fits nicely the glass in the doors of the shower on the Adamo. Of course, storage is a big thing in a motorhome. And rather than just putting things in cupboards and allowing them to slide around, we use a lot of these. And these come from the Really Useful company. And they're great. They have lids that clip on, so give you plenty of room. They're sturdy, and they're also stackable. They actually have a ridge in the top here, so you can stack them on top of each other. They do them in about 3 gazillion different sizes, and oddly, we've found them really useful. The Bailey Adamo doesn't come as standard with the microwave. You can get one fitted. You lose a cupboard then, of course. And I don't like high-level microwaves. As I mentioned earlier in the video, neither of us are particularly tall. And I just think trying to get something hot out of a high-level microwave is not a particularly safe thing to do. So we looked around for a microwave, and we came up with this one. The great thing is it only weighs 6 kilos. It's a 700 watt microwave, and it has a turntable, but you can fit a full-size dinner plate in there. It's a truly decent size, and it's nice and simple. It's very, very easy to use. Set your heat, turn the other dial to the amount of time you want, and away you go. We love it. It's a great little microwave, and when we're not using it, it just stores away in the wardrobe. The kitchen area in the Adamo has a couple of power sockets, which is great. Sometimes you just need that extra one. For us, it's for the microwave, for example. So we bought this, and it's a very simple double adapter. We plug it into the bottom one. It stays pretty much there. I am going to put something on the back just to support it a little better. But you've got 2 sockets here. The great thing is you've got some USBs. You've got 2 USB-A's and a USB-C in there. So truly useful little item, and we use that a lot. Again, as I mentioned in the tour of the van, turning the driver's captain's chair around is a bit of a pain. So we tend not to. We turn the passenger seat round but leave the driver's seat where it is. Now when you bring the drop-down bed down to seat level, it's great if you're on the left-hand side of the bed, because you've got the kitchen worktop. You can make yourself a cup of tea, put the toast on or whatever. You've got the room there. But on the right-hand side, the side towards the cab, you've got nothing at all at low level. So I wanted something that I could keep my telly remote, my phone, AirPods, all those kind of little bits and pieces, my glasses, because if I haven't got those on, I'm useless. Well, some would say I'm useless anyway, but that's a whole other point and we won't go there. So I got this, and this is a little seat organiser. It just clips to the headrest. It's adjustable. It's a sort of leathery finish, and it's really quite nice. It has a pocket in the front there, and you can leave it fairly shallow like that, or inside there's a flap that comes down which will hold it its full width. It has pockets in the side, so you can put a cup in there, or a water bottle, or can, or whatever. Bottle of wine. Has a strap in the back here as well, just to hold items in. It's really, really good, and the bed will go past it before anybody asks, and it's terrific. Works really, really well. Finally, we have 1 or 2 Amazon Echo devices at home, and we use them quite a lot. We're quite used to the way all that works, and we have various things that we run off it, smart plugs and that kind of thing. And even the Ford cab in the Adamo will work with Alexa. On the infotainment system, for example, you can ask it to start up a radio program or play some music or whatever. But of course that's normally off when we're parked up. So I do have a Sonos speaker and that will support it. But that means getting that out and, you know, one thing or another. So we wanted something small that would work and work well and do what we need it to do. And we ended up with this. It's a relatively new device. It's called an Echo Pop. You can see it's not big at all. It's really quite small. In fact, the transformer plug for it is nearly as big. And we got this cheap over Christmas. But what a great little device. The sound quality on it is really quite good. I was quite surprised. And that gives us our entertainment through the day. If we want to listen to, I don't know, greatest hits or we want to listen to LBC or something, it's nice and easy to do. Connects to the van Wi-Fi and does what we need it to do. Well, I hope you found that interesting and hopefully useful. These are things, of course, that we found useful. You may have different items that cover the same thing. Let me know. These are really useful as far as we're concerned and things we use pretty much every day. Thanks very much to all the subscribers, as always, and all the new subscribers. We're over the 300 now, which is unbelievable. Thank you so much. Won't be too long, hopefully, before we're back out travelling again. We can't wait. The weather's not great at the moment, but we hope to be back out before long. Do leave me a comment and do hit that thumbs up. It all helps the channel. And until the next time, thanks very much for watching. Cheerio.